Hello friends, hope you're all safe and healthy. Welcome to Engineering Today, and let us share some latest updates with you. We'll start with two more great achievements by SpaceX, and then discuss about Northrop Grumman. Yesterday, SpaceX have successfully launched 11th Starlink mission, reusing Falcon 9 boosters for the 6th time, and the impressive initial results of Starlink's speed test. In the last few months, a series of successful launches of rockets and tests of crew capsule has changed the perception of SpaceX in the public eyes. So far, all these claims regarding reusability and relaunches were nothing but good-to-hear stories. But now SpaceX has proved in reality that they can deliver what they've promised. And the vision of SpaceX's CEO is not an impractical dream. Let's take a close look on SpaceX's 11th Starlink launch. SpaceX has been gearing up to launch their 11th production version of the satellite for quite some time. On the 18th of August, Tuesday, SpaceX successfully launched two stage Falcon 9 rockets as part of their second Starlink mission this month. Not only that, this was SpaceX's 14th mission in 2020, and as a whole, it was their 99th launch. As part of this batch, SpaceX has launched 58 Starlink satellites and 3 Planet Earth imaging satellites for SkySat, a California-based imaging company. All were carried on a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. It was a record-breaking achievement by SpaceX. The Falcon 9 booster took its 6th trip. This first stage booster, designated as B-1049, has already flown on 3 previous Starlink missions for SpaceX. Apart from that, it also made 2 more trips to carry satellites for SpaceX customers in missions called Telstar 18 Vantage and Iridium 8. The Falcon 9 booster lifted off on time, and nearly after 8 minutes it got settled into the SpaceX's drone ship in the Atlantic Ocean called, of course, I Still Love You. In March of this year, the first booster, designated by B-1048 by SpaceX, experienced an in-flight issue. There was some residual cleaner trapped inside an engine part, which resulted in the booster missing its intended landing on the drone ship. The planned landing of the booster on the drone ship got changed as some residual cleaner was trapped inside the engine part, though the delivery to the orbit by the booster was flawless. But having such experience, SpaceX has continuously changed its refurbishment techniques. SpaceX has already showed us that the recovery process they've established can reuse the most expensive portion of the rocket, the first stage booster, which costs 60% of the total cost of the Falcon 9 rocket. SpaceX has started recovering and reusing its payload fairings. Rocket's nose cone, or the clamshell-like hardware, returned to Earth in 2 pieces, with the help of software programmed and the parachutes installed in the landing location. 2 SpaceX's boats called Go Miss T and Go Miss Chief were also launched, waiting with nets stretched. We'll all be waiting to see if SpaceX is able to recover this booster next time again as well. If they do, what a remarkable achievement it'll be. Now let's look into the news regarding SpaceX Starlink early beat speed test. In recent times, SpaceX has drawn a fair amount of criticism due to their Starlink satellites photobombing the Neowise comet. The presence of the satellite on the Earth's sky may be controversial, but might be worth it if the latest report by Ookla's speed tests are to be believed. 11 anonymous speed tests on SpaceX's Starlink, performed using a tool called speedtest.net, have been posted by a Reddit user. 60 megabits per second was the fastest recorded downloading speed, while the highest recorded upload speed was 17.70 megabits per second. On the other hand, latency varied from 31 to 94 microseconds. This was found the very popular speed test by Ookla, which in no way is close to what SpaceX's CEO Elon Musk promised in the presentation of Space Internet at Federal Communications Commission. Musk claimed to provide 1 gigabit per second speed and a latency below 20 milliseconds. Though these results are hard to assess, as it's less than what a modern fiber services offer, but we need to keep in mind it's better than any typical satellite connections. If we take a special look at the latencies older satellites offer, 600 milliseconds to 2000 milliseconds, whereas SpaceX's Starlink initial latency is varying from 31 to 94 milliseconds. It'll be interesting to note what will be the final performance when the service is commercially available. At present, there are almost 600 Starlink satellites in low Earth orbit, or LEO, just about 570 kilometers at the highest peak. SpaceX is ready to launch 12,000 satellites. The initial plan was to launch 42,000 satellites. Interestingly, only 800 satellites would be enough to provide moderate coverage, and to start effectively, 1,500 would be sufficient as per SpaceX's CEO, Elon Musk. The Starlink satellites are similar in size to a shoebox. They're moving at a speed of 550 kilometers into an orbit. They operate on a mesh network in the spectrum of 40 to 75 gigahertz to communicate with each other. Starlink satellites use Ka/Ku radio frequencies to send the signal to terrestrial receivers. The major advantage SpaceX has over its competitors is its own satellite launch pad, from where they've been launching satellite units at an impressive rate for the last 12 months. Once fully operational, the promised speed should be achieved, or that's what we can definitely expect going with this theory. Let's take a quick look at an update related to Northrop Grumman. On August 13th, Northrop Grumman completed the first qualification test for a new strap-on rocket motor. Northrop Grumman developed the solid booster for United Launch Alliance future vehicle Vulcan Centaur. In Promontory, Utah, the company completed ground test of a graphite motor, GEM 63XL. This strap-on booster motor has been developed by Northrop Grumman in collaboration with United Launch Alliance to provide their future rockets, Vulcan Centaur, an additional lift capability. The motor fired for approximately 90 seconds to produce 449,000 pounds of thrust to qualify for internal insulation, propellant grain, ballistics, and nozzle in a cold-conditioned environment. This test was very similar to an October 2019 mission of rocket GEM 63. Since 1974, Northrop Grumman has been working as a supplier for rocket propulsion to ULA and its heritage companies. In the early 80s, the GEM family of strap-on motors was developed starting with GEM 40 to support the Delta II launch vehicle. Then Northrop Grumman came up with the GEM 46 for the Delta II Heavy. GEM 60, which flew 86 motors over 26 Delta IV, launched before retiring in 2019 with 100% success. The only concern for a Vulcan 2021 launch is the availability of the BE-4 engines, which Blue Origin has failed to deliver on time. ULA has only received the first Pathfinder BE-4 engine in the month of July to be coupled with the Vulcan Centaur to support ULA's testing. When ULA will receive the deal is not clear. Let's get into our last update for today, which is again regarding SpaceX's CEO and his new tweet. Internet was definitely surprised by the new tweet by SpaceX CEO because of the startling nature of the post. In his post, Elon Musk retweeted his fans to trash him on Wikipedia. To be specific, he begged his fans to do so. "Please trash me on Wikipedia, I'm begging you." This is what SpaceX CEO Elon Musk said in his tweet after declaring in a separate post that history is written by the victors, except on Wikipedia. Though the actual intention of this tweet was not pretty clear, but the interesting fact is his fans responded accordingly. It went to such an extent that the page is currently locked for further editing. Knowing SpaceX CEO, his followers were not that surprised with such a weird request. Rather, they did their best to shatter the Wikipedia page. Musk also responded to many of his followers who took up the challenge and shared their edits. In December 2019, Musk said, "Just looked at my wiki for the first time in years. It's insane. By the way, can someone please delete investor?" So that's all we wanted to discuss with you today. Hope to see you soon. Till then, goodbye. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting. And kindly provide your valuable feedback in the comment section. This will help us to improve.